What's up, guys? It's Corbin Stuckey at Pixel Talk here. I'm joined by my friend Sean. How you doing, man?
Good.
We just got done watching a sneak peek for Transformers: The Last Night. Yeah, we had nothing better to do today. We didn't have class, so I was invited. I got tickets, and I called Sean up. I was like, "Dude, do you want to come?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, totally." And when we came to the movie theater, it was actually like.
It was a long line.
It was a long, very long line.
We got there an hour early.
Yeah, we got there an hour early. I was actually trying to figure out, like, okay, are we even going to be able to see this movie? Like, it was really long, but luckily we did get to see, like, the movie. And I keep saying movie. This was not the whole movie. This was a sneak peek.
Like, very scattered clips. It was, like, very out of order. And
so when we came in, we got a bunch of, like, stuff.
T-shirts and posters.
We got this poster right here, which I took a look at it. It's kind of cool. It's not like really even a poster of like Transformers. It's just like this. If you look at the bottom, there's like stuff like that. Kind of cool. And then we got T-shirts, like you said.
And what did we get? We got one more thing.
Yeah, this was weird. I didn't know what this was. Where is it? Where's mine at? Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah. Okay, so we got these multi USB ports. So like if you have like a computer and has like maybe 2 or 3 only USB ports, you can plug this in, and this one has like 4. I contemplated whether or not there was like anything on here, like maybe like extra footage or something like that. I don't think so.
I don't think they would do that.
I don't think they would do that either. Yeah. So yeah, we came into the movie theater. We got all these prizes. We were like, okay, that's really cool that they were giving this out.
And they gave out prizes, like they gave out an Apple Watch.
Yeah. They were giving out raffle tickets. And a kid won an Apple Watch. I didn't really need to win one.
I did.
Oh no!
God damn it.
Oh man. But and then the movie, like the sneak peek started. Showed off Michael Bay, basically saying like, hey, you're not going to be seeing the whole movie. It's just different scenes like here and there. It was like kind of explaining the process of making these movies. Like he was saying how he had a studio up in California and he would FaceTime people, you know, during the production of these movies, like editing wise, like post-production, he would FaceTime these people, which would probably explain the reason why his movies are the way they are if he's FaceTiming people.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny when he's like, okay, hello everyone, thank you for coming. It was like off an iPhone.
Yeah, exactly.
Off an iPhone.
Yeah,
like,
there was
really?
one scene where like he's just filming on an iPhone, like, and like before that he's saying like how he has all this IMAX technology.
He's like, this is the first film to have IMAX cameras with 3D attached to it, and this is like the first one coming out this summer or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And they filmed him like thanking the audience off like an iPhone with like the wind. The audio was bad.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what's he saying?
Yeah, exactly. Like he's going into like full detail about how like in the visuals, like each individual particle, like in terms of like smoke and debris, like it has to be like layered and stuff like that because it's the first IMAX 3D movie, and he's going into like all this detail, and then he pulls out an iPhone like, hey, I keep saying that this is my last movie, but I really wanted to do this because we locked a writer, like probably like against his will because it's Transformers. We locked a writer in for a month.
14 writers.
14 writers. They came up with 14. They came up with 14 stories, and I'm trying to figure out if this is really the best they could come up with. So let's get into what we saw. They're doing the history thing again, where they try to tie in the Transformers to
King Arthur.
Yeah,
and,
to the Knights of the Round Table. They're trying to do that, where they try to tie in the Transformers
and Merlin too.
Yeah, into history. I thought, okay. Like, when it started, like, we saw, like, knights battling, we saw, like, you know, catapults and stuff like that, and I really was, like, thinking to myself, like, is this even a Transformers movie? Like,
I knew, like, for each one, like, Transformers 2 was set in BC, with the cavemen, and then Transformers 3 was, JFK.
Oh, wait, what's up with my light? Sorry about that.
That's alright.
Go ahead.
And Transformers 3 was set in JFK and the space race. And then Transformers 4 was set back during the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And I think, wasn't the first Transformers, it was like in the 40s? It started off
the first
40s,
Transformers was like, it was like 1800s, I think, because it was on a boat.
It was like an expedition.
Yeah, it's like expedition, like Sam Witwicky's like great-great-grandfather, something like that, was like looking for...
It's been a while since I last saw the first
and then he discovers Megatron. So these movies have been like dealing heavily with like history, like especially with Earth. And that's been like my main problem with like, the Transformers movies is that they focus so much on Earth.
Too much.
They focus way too much on Earth, like the history of Earth, these humans on Earth, and they need to focus more on the Transformers. And then it skips. This sneak peek did a lot of skipping. Actually, it was almost like
it was all very scattered.
Yeah, it was almost like they took like a Blu-ray or a DVD and kept touching the next button and skipping from scene to scene. It was exactly like that actually. And then it shows off these kids. They're in Chicago. You know, if you've seen Transformers 3, like, you know, there was a disaster in Chicago. These kids come across this girl who saves them. The girl has like a little blue sidekick transformer that doesn't transform.
It reminded me of BB-8.
Yeah, it was like BB-8.
Star Wars. It was like, what the?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you could tell, like, from that one scene with the kids and this little tiny robot, like, Michael Bay is trying to kind of maybe rip off BB-8 and maybe Stranger Things and, like, taking, like, all these, like, different kid elements. And I don't know why he's so focused on, like, I don't have a problem with the kids cursing, but, like, when it's, like, so out there, like, what up, bitch, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, did you not learn from the second one?
And then, like in that clip alone, these kids break into a government facility where they have, it's all quarantine and all that stuff. And the one kid's like, oh, I don't think it's a good idea. And the one kid's like, we're kids, we can do whatever we want. I'm like, no one talks like that.
Yeah, that's Michael Bay writing. That's Michael Bay trying to, like, bring comedy in his movie. I was like, that's so Michael Bay right there. And
it was very forced.
Yeah, it was everything is very forced in this. And there's even a scene, like, even the writing's kind of bad, where, like, these kids are near like a giant transformer and like it's a friendly, and then the army's like monitoring it from from up above, like, and they're like, oh, we can't tell like whether or not it's like a Decepticon or not. We got to get these kids out of here.
So let's shoot the fucker.
Yeah, exactly. Like they shot the transformer with these kids, with these kids around it. Like, okay, let's go get those kids. Like, are the kids even like still alive? Like,
yeah, it's like if you don't know what it is, wait for it to do something before you just shoot the damn thing.
Yeah, it had a shell on it. Like, that's why you couldn't tell whether or not it was like an Autobot or a Decepticon. I believe at this point, like, if it's colored, if it's got like green, yellow, or red, it's an Autobot.
Like bright colors.
Yeah, because let's face it, like the Decepticons have like, except for like a little amount, all the Decepticons are metallic. Okay.
Even with Ironhide too, he was that like a darkish metallic color.
Yeah.
But if it was like Megatron that was like
silver,
shielding them, he would have shot them and like, oh, it's him. But if it's like an Autobot or something like that, they'd be like, oh, okay, he's not attacking them. So.
Like, how long have these Transformers like been in this universe? Like 10 years now.
I think so, yeah.
If you see like a green Transformer, it's most likely going to be an Autobot. And then it skips to a scene. And it's like they're in a junkyard, and that's basically where like the Transformers have been residing. Yeah. They're staying at this junkyard. Mark Wahlberg is watching over them.
Mark.
Yeah, and this little girl is like following Mark Wahlberg and everything. And then I can't. It's so all over the place. I'm trying to figure out like if I've like even grabbed like all that I've seen. And then they're attacked by the government again. And then Mark Wahlberg is found. And this was definitely a WTF movement. Moment.
I was confused.
There was a butler, a robotic butler transformer,
who serves Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I was sent here by Sir Anthony Hopkins. I've come to get you, Mark Wahlberg. Like,
I was like, what?
Yeah, exactly. And then like, apparently this like. Butler transformer has to get like super strength because it takes the finger of like one of the big like Autobots and like gets him to the ground.
He breaks it too. He's like,
it breaks its finger. Like, oh my god, like you're strong. What the hell? And then we get to Anthony Hopkins, like
England.
Yeah, England. Like, I think they're in England now. They get to Anthony Hopkins like mansion or whatever.
And he's got like dementia or something like that. They like made like a little nod to that. They're like, oh, he has dementia.
Anthony Hopkins?
In the movie.
I think... Man, I hate this light so much. I think it was like... Okay, I think it was like either Anthony Hopkins... Like, they were talking about Oh yeah, I remember what they were talking about.
Yeah.
They were talking about the Transformer that was shooting at them. Like the Transformer was shooting at them.
Like World War One.
Yeah,
World
like
War
he has like PTSD or dementia, and that's why they were shooting at him. That Anthony Hopkins was like explaining why this Transformer was like shooting at him. There was a tank Transformer in front of the building that was shooting at Bumblebee and Mark Wahlberg, and they were like, "What? Why the hell are you shooting us?" And he's like, "Oh, Anthony Hopkins comes up and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. He has dementia." It's like, "Oh God."
Yeah, and then like the robot servant was also like pointing at Anthony Hopkins as well. I'm like, wait.
You know what I just realized? He said that he had dementia from the 1940s. Is that what he said? Like 1910s. Okay, so if Transformers were around in the 1910s, don't you think that would have been like relevant in the first movie? Like they were acting like that was the first time that they saw Transformers in the first movie. So why are they like saying that like Transformers have been around since 1910s?
Well, even further, remember?
Yeah, but
the second one. Also, they were around like
exactly.
times,
yeah, but like what I'm saying though is like those are like undocumented. Like they're way back when.
Yeah.
I'm sure like in the 1910s, like during the World War, they would have like documented like, hey, Transformers have like been around. Like, you know what I mean?
I remember them like kind of say something in Transformers 2.
Yeah.
With John Turturro, I think that's how he pronounces his name. And he was with Shia and Megan Fox and Shia's roommate, and he was showing them, he was like, here, they've been around since the beginning.
Yeah.
And like what's that guy's name who played like the plane? What was that character's name?
Oh God, Jetfire.
Yeah, Jetfire's like, my father was the first wheel.
You know what?
It turned into
nothing. I think what they're trying to like explain here is like they have been around for a long time. They've just been disguised as machines for this long. I think that's what they're getting at. And then one of the many things that I was just like, what are you doing, Michael Bay? Like they finally put Hot Rod in Transformers, and he has a French accent.
And I'm not that familiar with Transformers, with the cartoons and all that stuff. And I was like, I remember looking at you. I'm like, does this guy have a French accent?
No, he doesn't. I've seen the 1986 cartoon movie and like some clips of Hot Rod from the original show, and he's just like he's voiced by an American actor. I mean, I think the reason why they like made him like French is because he was like a Ferrari or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It was like it was a French car, so I think that's why they did it. And then Anthony Hopkins goes like, oh yeah, he has a French accent because he likes it, and then he then goes to saying like, I don't like it, and it's like,
then why would you?
What's going on here?
Why would you say that?
Yeah,
like the humor is just too forced in this one. Like like the last one. Like, the second one and the third one, I thought they were, and the first one too, I thought they were just, they're all just dumb movies, and they gotta laugh at me once in a while, but the fourth one, and just from the clips that we've seen, because we can't really say, oh, this movie sucks.
They're trying really hard here.
They're trying way too hard with the humor.
They're trying really hard.
It's way too much.
And then we finally, I was really hoping that we would get more of this, but we didn't. It was like, when it was veering the end, it became more of a trailer. We saw Optimus Prime, and apparently he's being like brainwashed or something. He's
like brainwashed, or because Marky Mark's like,
that's not Optimus. Yeah, that's not him. That's not Optimus. And then I think it like shows him on Cybertron.
Yeah, that's why I was excited about, and that's why because throughout all the clips they just showed majority just all the humans. They didn't really show Megatron, which I wanted to see, or the other robots, or how they interact with the other robots. We got like a brief little part with the junkyard scene. Yeah. Like, because it makes sense because Marky Mark is now a fugitive in the movie.
Yeah, and he has to stay somewhere. That made sense.
That's why his daughter was in it, so she wouldn't become a fugitive.
And he even says in the sneak peek, like, they're junk. It would make sense if they were in a junkyard, like the Transformers. So that made total sense. I am just really iffy on this. I will go see it. I will go review it. I'm very glad that we got the opportunity to see the sneak peek.
It was very cool.
It's very hard to give you our opinion because we didn't see a full movie. We just saw little clips here and there.
24 minutes.
Yeah, it was really as if we were watching a movie and it was being fast forward on us. Yeah. It was 20 to 25 minutes long. I will definitely go see it. I mean, I would have to go see it with a group of friends because like it feels like that movie that I would just watch to pass time. A majority of the Transformers movies have always been like that.
Yeah, they're all a bunch of dumb action movies.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good, it's fun to see things blow up. You know, it's fun to see robots fight each other. You know,
exactly.
Like, it's just a guy movie too.
It's just a guy. It's a guy movie. It's a testosterone fueled movie.
Yeah, it's like when you see those cars and then you see them fighting each other,
like women like being really skimpy and everything. I mean, I can admire Michael Bay as a director because financially he is stable.
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah, and I like that.
You saw his room in the beginning.
Yeah, his room was like, oh my god, yeah, this is an editing room. Yeah, it was great. As far as his movies goes and them being like really seriously like taking movies. They're not.
They're not.
But the Transformers movies, they're gonna make money. He's always gonna make money, and that's why he keeps on doing it. As if, like, to answer as if like maybe this is the last one. I think it is. He has come out. Yeah, he said that this is the last one. Yeah. I mean, it might be good. I don't know. Like I said, we can't really say anything because we didn't see a whole lot.
And from what we've seen, it was very.
It was very eh. But we'll definitely check it out when it comes out in June. I think it comes out in June.
Like late June.
Yeah, and we were really glad that we got to see this sneak peek.
For free.
And we got free stuff.
Lots of cool stuff, too.
Completely irrelevant multi-USB ports. I'm seriously going to check to see if there's anything on here. I don't think there will be. Yeah.
Paramount wouldn't do that
they
free.
Wouldn't. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This was our review of the sneak peek of Transformers that we just saw. I'm Corbin Stuckey.
Sean Porter.
And this is Pixel Talk. All right.